like it. Where am I missing here? Okay, we back live. We're recording. Looks like we are. Okay, so for those who are tuning back in, we have one resolution coming out of closed session that's moved by Councillor Zavitz, seconded by Councillor Hayes. Be it resolved that the direction considered in closed session on February 10th, 2021, respecting confidential counsel and closed session report number CCS 2021-2 be confirmed and acted upon. All those in favor? Madam Clerk, we're carried. Okay, before or in advance of confirming today's meeting, the clerk did forward a letter, and I had a councillor ask about that. That's been sent to all of council regarding our modernization committee. And I will turn to Councillor Zavitz, who asked the question, and maybe ask a question again of all of us here, and I'm happy to provide comment accordingly.
Thank you, and through you, Chair, to you, directing that very subject matter. I do find it concerning, the letter that we received today, and I wonder if you could share your insights as you're a vital part of that puzzle. Thank you.
Upset, taken aback, offended. A number of different words come to mind. In my opinion, it undoes all the good work that our modernization committee has accomplished and all the direction we have accomplished over the last 60 days. I believe my views on this are not alone with other members of the modernization committee. Unfortunately, it's a position that has been taken, and it may undo all the work that has gone on for the past few months, and nothing may go forward. It will be interesting knowing the resolutions that have passed to date by this modernization committee and have passed to date unanimously. Should Minister Clark in the future look at where this committee and this council had intended to go. At this particular point, that's all I would like to say. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, happy to have people tune in and see where this goes or doesn't go. I honestly, though lots is running around in my mind, unsure as to where we go. Councillor Jagowitz?
Thank you, Chair. I have not read the letter, so I'm not commenting on it. My only question is, I'd like to understand the nature of this letter. It was sent to us from the clerk, I believe, or it came from the clerk.
So I'm happy to give the Coles Notes version of the letter.
Well, what I was asking, if no, I don't care what's in it because I can read it. I just wanted to understand if this was public information or if this was confidential. That's what I wanted to understand, sir. So
there was a letter that was sent to the modernization committee, but that letter was shared with all of district council.
So did I receive a copy?
I received a copy through district council, yes. The clerk of district sent it out, I believe, earlier today. And our clerk, and I believe other clerks at lower tier municipalities, have also forwarded to their entire councils at the same time. So it's a public document? Yes, and it is also a public document because it would be on the modernization committee agenda that it was received at the district. Thank you. Okay. Councillor Bridgman.
I would appreciate, Your Worship, I'd appreciate Coles Notes, if you don't mind. I haven't read it yet.
So the Coles Notes version, and to Councillor Jagowitz as well, is the Modernization Committee received a joint letter from Mayors Graydon Smith, Mayors Paul Kelly, and Mayor Karen Terziano that, in summary, do not agree with equal representation from lower tier municipalities. They cited back numerous occasions of various ratepayer groups talking about representation at 100% and statistically counting people as 100%. And the perspective of the letter was, when you count people, there are so many people attributed to Bracebridge, Huntsville, Gravenhurst, so many attributed to Muskoka Lakes, Georgian Bay, and Lake of Bays. And as those numbers fall, that's how theoretically seats should be awarded. So I'll leave it at a high level like that. There's a bunch of details. There's a bunch of resolutions and comments and letters referenced again from our friends at the MLA and friends of Muskoka as it's gone forward. But it is a significant twist to what this committee has done and what this committee has unanimously done for the last 3 months. So it will be interesting to see what comes out of committee and if committee can pass any forward resolution. What I will say, if our committee cannot agree on any resolution going forward, the only resolution that will stand at district council come Tuesday evening is the prior resolution from last week to be debated at district council to move forward. I'm happy to have a conversation with any one of you, and in particular, my 3 other fellow district councilors, as we go into tomorrow evening and then go into next Monday evening. Okay? So, anybody else? I will say again, and to summarize, I am deeply, deeply disappointed in the letter. It is the exact opposite of every discussion that we have had, and extremely frustrating. And if that's the soundbite that hits the news, I'm very thankful for that, because that is not the spirit of working together to better all of Muskoka. Councillor Nishikawa.
Thank you. Yeah, disappointing is mild. I actually I feel bullied, honestly. I don't know, I felt this for a long time and I haven't used that word, but I feel bullied. And I certainly, for the number of years I've sat on district council and watched the towns override even some planning applications that our own municipality has brought forward that we truly believe were in the best interest of our ratepayers in Muskoka Lakes. And those towns, overrode us. And I just feel that, I just feel really bullied. And whether this makes it back to some of those others, well, that bullying continued on at some of those meetings. If you were actually going to be watching those meetings, you can see the direction that things were going. When things weren't going for others, they got louder. They got, and I'm quite disappointed in the process. I thought that there would have been that some of these meetings would have been handled a little more fairly. And I don't believe that just allowing others to keep hammering at you, even though that there might have been a good discussion that came out of something, and then 1 or 2 individuals keep hammering away at it, basically discounting any good information that came forward. I am so very disappointed in this, and I hope that something can happen, and I did have a couple of conversations with councillors from other areas, and knowing how close we are. I mean, we are so very close to Georgian Bay, and we are so very close to even Gravenhurst and Bracebridge, and I'll talk about, it's interesting because I keep hearing about how all of the services that are, that we use, though our residents in Muskoka Lakes keep using services in other towns. And all I see is a train of cars coming and going because we provide employment. And let's not forget, the Township of Muskoka Lakes provides the vast majority of employment opportunities in construction. And I guess I'm just really upset because it feels like we are really diminished in others' lives.
So thank you for that. Councillor Zavitz?
Thank you, Mayor, and honestly to you, emotional. Listen, the Township of Muskoka Lakes' council, sent you on your way into that last meeting. You did a stellar job. I want to tell you that I certainly support you, and I hope that you go to that meeting tomorrow, knowing that we as a council support you. And, I think there's some heavy lifting to be done now, and I wish you all the best as you represent all of the people watching, all of our 30-some thousand people in this township. Now you've got your battles. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. I will say one thing, and it's interesting. The Municipal Act is very clear when we talk about meetings and being open to suggestions, to not go in with a precluded decision. And that is very, very true. Our integrity commissioner would tell us that we could be in trouble if we've gone into a meeting with blinders on or predisposition to a concept. There's a potential that this has predispositioned certain people going into this meeting. Back to Councillor Nishikawa's, the process from my perspective and the meetings that have happened over the time, though timing has been difficult and there's been lots of stuff. The nice part about the meetings is every single meeting has ended in a unanimous vote. We always have talked about, if it be 18 or 12, but equal councillors from every single municipality. In every single resolution, they got tweaked and amended because certain things were working or not working, but that hasn't changed. The general intent of this position being struck by 3 individuals throws a stick of dynamite into everything we have done, is not consensus building, is not working together. So I appreciate everyone's comments. I am of the mind, and I will say this very publicly right now, again, going into this meeting will be a lot of listening and then discussion as to why this may or may not be working appropriately as we move forward. And we've been thankful that we have gotten to the right step at each pass so far. And whatever comes as a modernization committee, because there's only one thing on the table right now, if nothing passes at this next modernization committee, then the real heavy lifting will be at district council to see what passes at district council. And I will leave it at that. And over the next 24 hours, as I say, some conversations with my fellow district councillors are appropriate. Okay, thank you. Final resolutions of the day after a long day. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Bridgman, seconded by Councillor Edwards. Be it resolved that bylaw 2021-17 to confirm the proceeding of council be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. All those in favor? And finally, moved by Councillor Kelly, seconded by Councillor Mazan, be it resolved that council adjourn at 4:48 p.m. and the next regular meeting of council will be on Wednesday, March 10th, 2021 at 9 p.m. electronically from council chambers, municipal office in Port Carling, and a special meeting of council will be held on Wednesday, February 24th at 9 a.m. to consider the adoption of the 2021 township budget. All those in favor? That is carried. I want to thank you all for today, and again, good discussion, and look forward to in the future special meetings to talk about some of the key integral areas that affect every one of us. So have a great night, everybody.
Remember, this is the weekend of love.
I know that's
So everyone hug the people you can hug.
We love you, Gord.
I love you too.